So they got the concrete in. There it is. It's almost there. It's going to be a walk-up McDonald's. There's the other side right there, the concrete. They'll pull in the drive-through. Drive-through and walk-up, basically. All right, 75 degrees Fahrenheit. 6,183 miles on the odometer. It is a Saturday, November 16th, 2024. Using some of this day to analyze the fight between YouTube sensation Jake Paul, now professional boxer, and a good one. I think he's a good one. Great, we'll have to see. Tyson's a great fighter, but Tyson's older and was winded. The third round, he showed some struggle. Now, he looked really good coming out in that first round. If he would have knocked Jake Paul out in the first round, it would have been a whole different story. But I think they're friends. So that's my theory on it. I think they're friends. You could see it. It's made the Boxing Federation kind of upset. At the end of that final round, on the 8th round, it went to Jake Paul. But Tyson's not that friendly in the ring. Listen, Mike Tyson's not friendly in the ring. That was not Mike Tyson. That was a friend of Jake Paul. You know, it was Mike Tyson, but it was a friend of Jake Paul fight. Those were friends fighting. That's what it looks like. They were sparring. But, you know, it was a good fight. There were some good punches, good jabs, but not one. Here's a butterfly right here. Not one hook was really landed. No uppercuts, few body punches. They were too close trainers and friends and stuff. It's hard for fighters to fight like that. Now, I did write a screenplay called Grace. It's also Grace, a.k.a. Werevlog. It's a mixture between MMA fighting movie and a werewolf movie. I know it's crazy. I was trying to make some points. And that one, St. Patty the Great, and the lead role, Grace, Lipom, they are friends in it. You see that they're friends. And I was going to offer it to Bradley Cooper, but he's got a full load right now. But I wrote one part for Gary Oldman, Gerald Oldman III. I was reading it today. I like it. It's wordy. I like to describe stuff. I'm a big fan of John Milius. Anyway, look, that was an expedition fight. It wasn't a real fight. They always say that. You know, it's not a real fight. They hurt each other a little bit, but no one was bleeding. Ultimately, I think Tyson had 2 or 3 opportunities to knock Jake Paul out, or at least knock him down. But he didn't take those. And it could be 2 reasons. One, because he's a friend. Another reason is because he might have been just a little too slow. But we don't know. 58 is very old. I'm 51 and I feel it every morning when I wake up. I'm like, yeah, man. You know, no, I don't really. Sometimes I even feel young. I feel like my 20s and stuff. Once you get out there and you start jogging, then you really get like, whoa, I'm a little older. Tyson was breathing. His coach was telling him you got to be more aggressive. He was breathing hard. Take some breaths. He was tired. Looked like a tired Mike Tyson. A punker right over there with a balding head. We'll get to the trees in a minute. I don't know, man. It's impossible to tell. They're great actors. I'll just tell you that. Charlize Theron was there. She's a great freaking actress. She was in Monster. Great freaking actress. She was there front row. I thought Cooper would be there, but I don't think he was there. His expedition. All right, first one, 1.7 miles, 6 minutes. We're going to be there at 5:23 p.m. All right. Yesterday was 71.6 miles. They got Sunset Corridor and Dutch Art, Kimball Art Museum. Sunset Corridor is going on at the Modern. Casa Manana, 'twas the night before Christmas, will happen. It'll go until December 23rd, almost till Christmas Eve. Then Tuna Xmas, November 9th, 17th is going on right now. So far, last night, they had a sold-out crowd. I hope Joe Sears and Jason Williams are doing it. I hope those are the originators. They also wrote it with some guy named Ed. I don't know if he ever shows up He's just one of their writers. But they're two actors that started that series. It's a very successful series. It's very funny. It's a little racy, but it's very funny. They play like 20-something characters a piece. They'll play the male and female. They'll dress up backstage in a matter of seconds and come out. One minute he's like this old fat sheriff, Joe Sears is, and the next minute he comes back in and he's Aunt Pearl. Aunt Pearl talks like this, it's Aunt Pearl. He's walking around in a dress. And she makes a thing, according to Petey Fisk, who is, Jason Williams' character, yeah. Petey Fisk works for the Humane Society. He knows about Aunt Pearl. We know about your bitter pill. Strychnine lace biscuits rolled in enticing little dough balls. And he's trying to talk her out of killing all these dogs. She has a problem with the neighborhood dogs because of her chickens. She tries to protect her. Aunt Pearl's that's one of the subplot stories. She carries a shotgun and a bottle of strychnine. She makes her bitter pill for the dog. Give me the bitter pill over there. And that goes on for a while. And it all surrounds about the murder of a judge in Greater Tuna, who actually died of natural causes. But Jason Williams plays a young punk kid. Well, he's like back then it was like a hair metal kid, He wore a shirt that had zigzags on it, the word zigzags. And he finds the judge, who he thinks is sleeping, but he's actually dead. And he takes a syringe and puts an air bubble in it and puts it in the judge. The judge dies, supposedly. But that's not what happened. In court, they proved the judge was already dead. So he put it in a dead body, which is tampering with a dead body. It was all he was going to get. They end up freeing him and dismissing the case with lack of evidence, because the judge had been dead for a couple of days or something. There ain't a movie out of it. They made the movie Greater Tuna. It's a movie. It's a very, very low budget movie. Borderline made it with home video cameras, nearly. It was probably beta. It was probably shot on beta cams. It was shot on video for sure back in the days, maybe sometime in the 80s. I've seen it. It is on YouTube. It's legendary. It is very funny. They're very, very dangerously talented actors that a lot of people don't even know about. And they're around town, and they are here now. I know they would at least go see the show. Now, this show has been done probably more than any other show in the nation. It's been proven. Since the 80s. It's one of the most popular shows that toured in theater. Theater's been around for 2,000 years. These guys brought back the theater big time. There was rumors that they performed it in malls and stuff, and they may have. I don't know for sure. But they have performed it at Casa Manana. That was one of their home theaters. It's a big theater. It's beautiful. It's got this globe circle. It's like looking up a globe. It's got a very interesting roof. It's very futuristic looking when you go inside and look at the top of it. There's a whole science to Casa Manana, and looking at the actual theater itself, usually done in the round theater. But they do split it into what's known as proscenium. So they split it in half. They have a proscenium stage. Boom. They can come out just like a regular theater. Then they have the curtain and all that stuff. Like a thrust stage, kind of in a way. If you know what a thrust stage is. It's where it comes out in a semicircle. I've seen some shows in circle, like where it's completely in the round. So I've seen shows where it's in the round. One of them was Birdcage, is the nickname of it. The one that Robin Williams did. I just took a moment before I say his name. And Nathan Lane. But Birdcage was done there. It's a French show. And the guys would come out like completely dressed like women. There's another show that I saw a show called Lunch there where they used a proscenium stage. And that was out of Broadway. It was a great, great musical about angels that run hot dog stands or vending stands in New York City, and also are construction workers. And so it was about secret angels. It was a really interesting show. And they come down to help other people that are distressed, and they're like these angels, but they look like regular people. That was done there. And I've seen a few others. I auditioned for at Casa for a traveling tour of Les Mis. And a friend of mine, one of my friends got in one of the productions. I auditioned actually for Les Mis for backup singers and things like that, or for possible chorus if they needed someone for the chorus, because they bring in the shows from New York. But I never got that one. I never got in that one. I have never performed at Casa Manana. I've only seen shows there. But I have performed at maybe 3 or 4 or 5 of the theaters, maybe 5 or 6 of the theaters in the Metroplex. From, I guess all the way from, I'm thinking of if it was called Main Street. So I don't know if it's still there, but that was in Mansfield, the Mansfield Theater, to Hip Pocket Theater by the lake, which is now at Silver Creek, and Stage West. I haven't performed at Stage West, but I helped them set up chairs there. Circle Theater, I performed at Circle Theater not when it was downtown, but when it was at the West Magnolia location. And up here at W.E. Scott Theater, I performed there as well on the other side of Dickey's. That's a really nice theater. They've done I saw some really good Neil Simon there. And Picnic, Penter's Picnic. Saw that there too. And the first play that I ever saw was at W.E. Scott. It was basically Dracula. It was the first time I ever seen Dracula, or something like that on stage. Which they use all this fog machine, and this guy came out in a cape that looked a lot like Dracula. My mom took me to see it, but I couldn't sit still in the seat, so I'd go out and run. A lot of the kids would. They get bored, and I'd go out and run on the side of the lobby. There's a huge lobby in there, and I'd go running around, and then I'd go back to my seat. That kind of thing. And Mom would be like, you gotta sit down. That's a chapel theater. I mean, a chapel, church. I don't think it's a theater, but it's a church. Yeah, she was like, well, you gotta sit down and watch the show. This is when I was like, kindergarten or something. I was very, very young. I remember running around in the lobby and then coming back to my seat. Can I go to the restroom? And then go run. Maybe I was 6 or 7, I don't know. All right, where are we at? Either here or there. Probably this one. Yeah, it looks like they got rid of their trailer. They used to have a trailer right there. And it was for Airbnb or something. There's the mark where the trailer was. Right there. There's the front patio. Alright, she said it was not for Airbnb, but they're actually moving to a bigger place. The trailer was right there. I believe that's the Bull in the Bush pub right there. It's like a little pub. Right over here by Dickey's. Dickey's is right down that way. About to pass Dickey's Arena. I was thinking about Aaron Sorkin today, about how he basically feels dialogue as music, and there's some truth to that, big time. A lot of his plays are that way. He started off as a playwright. A Few Good Men was one of his breakout ones. That's the Dickey's Arena right there. Kiss performed there this last year in October. They came through with their last tour, the End of the Road tour. Man, they had pyrotechnics, people flying around on cables. It was supposedly one of their best concerts they've had at Dickey's. Regardless, yeah, Aaron Sorkin was talking about dialogue being music. And when I go back and I look at Grace, I'm thinking, okay, this has some great situations. The characters are in some great situations. What I was thinking about doing, if they do take off with it and they give me a chance and they let me direct it, if I became director, I would improv into the dialogue and then I would improv out. Ooh, look, dinosaur. Because people in life, they talk around their thoughts, or they don't always say what they mean. And sometimes they'll talk about something else and mean something else, and then they'll go back to their thought again. In real life, if you listen to conversations, I think some of that might be there, some of it maybe not. I did take some playwriting classes at Texas Wesleyan, But Mamet is usually the one they study for all that kind of thought. David Mamet. He is really about rhythm. Sam Shepard is the one that's a lot about almost like poetry. This is the Fort Worth Arts Center. That's W.E. Scott. That's the first place I performed in acting. But yeah, you know, I know there's, you know, dialogue mistakes or whatever. There's some weird stuff in Grace, aka Weird Vlog, that needs to be, you know, worked up. That's every script, doesn't matter how good it is. Dutch art going on at Kimball Art Museum. But sometimes if you do it too much, and it sounds like too much music, then they're like, this, you know, it sounds almost just like music, you know. So there should be thought in there, ideas and thoughts and things that the characters are speaking about because of something else, you know. But I know that I have to tie things together. So that's something you can also do in post, because they can go back and reshoot things. So I can take a year to solidify a movie. It can take a whole 365 days if you really work on a movie, you know. Some will work on it for 3 months and call it, and it can still be a great movie. Just like Blair Witch, which was mostly improv, and there was some script, don't get me wrong. But Blair Witch was, I think I shot over a period of like maybe a month or something. And I think pre and post was like a total of like 3 months or something crazy. And it made more money than any independent film ever has when it comes to the amount of the budget and the amount at the box office. Look at this. But anyway, I haven't printed it out yet, and I haven't sent it away yet. It's a little baby of mine, but I feel it may get looked over, you know, and it's something that I'm just waiting. Plus, I need the extra $30 before it's going to take me about $25 to $30 to print it and send it. All right, next delivery, 3.7 miles, 12 minutes. We'll arrive at 5:56 p.m. It's a really nice house right there. They've ordered a few times. It's a really nice area. Probably this one.
On a theme by Thomas Tallis. Let's hear it from a concert in Buffalo, New York. Joanne Falletta conducting the Buffalo Philharmonic.
1.9 will be there in 8 minutes. Arrival time, 6:47 p.m. There's the Crescent. It's a hotel. It's brand new. It opened last Christmas. Almost a year it's been there. Looks like it's going to be the next one. Yep. And they don't do the patio light thing. Turn out in actuality, it's not that one. It's that one. Because the driveway leads to that one. This flights are actually keeping a secret. They're almost better than the heat peanuts. I will admit they're planners.
The piano trio number 1 from 1841 by the then 19-year-old César Franck. We heard the second and third movements from a concert at the Cleveland Institute of Music. Stefan Varts played the violin, Jonathan Swenson on the cello, Juho Pohjonen at the piano. An annual 3-week festival of chamber music. We're also supported by BetterHelp, committed to supporting mental health through therapy and helping clients find 1,000 therapists for online therapy from anywhere at betterhelp.com/public. And by Seed. Seed's DSO1 is a 20-month.
The shot itself is a language. It really is. Just like speaking a language. But it's universal. So it speaks all languages. Just like mime. Pantomime speaks all language. So is mime. So is filmmaking to a certain degree. Yeah, it really does. The dialogue can be different languages, but the shot itself is in all language. Let's find a green light. There's one. See? You no longer can see the red. If you just go like that, you green light your project.
Wait.